Hello, superstars! Let's get cracking with today's Norwood News newsletter edition for Friday, March 12, 2021. Now, you may note that the header at the top of our bulletin has changed, and it's going to be a little bit different for a while because we want you to know about our new phone numbers. We have a new main office number, which is 443-809-7055, and our new fax number is 443-809-7057. Please go ahead and make those changes. It'll be fine if you call the old one for a while, but it will change eventually, so we want you to take note of those new numbers. Now, the important upcoming dates, and we're going to have more details about this throughout the newsletter as we keep talking about the different things going on. Tuesday, March 16th is a Math Bridges night for students in grades K through 3. So more details on that soon. Wednesday, March 17th, Asynchronous day for students. And Tuesday, March 23rd is a special area night. More details coming in this newsletter. And Wednesday, March 24th is an asynchronous day for students. Also, important, beginning Monday, March 15th, there is no more early dismissal for in-person learning. So for those who are hybrid learning and coming in person 2 days a week, on those days that they come in, they will leave at the same time at 3:05 p.m. as the virtual students. All students will now dismiss at the same time, which is 3:05 p.m. And Norwood Bedtime Stories are going to resume after spring break, which will be in April. Now, for students currently participating in in-person instruction, we covered this previously. This is all about that commitment to do the daily health screening. You can click on this video that's embedded here, and it's going to be in the description of this video, and you can check it out. It just explains a little bit the importance of that screening, but also you can click on the link here to actually get a copy. So if you haven't received it for whatever reason, we've sent it home by mail, we've sent it in a take-home folder with your children, we've bugged you about it if you haven't filled it out. We're really sorry, but it's county policy that we need that. So please get that to us as soon as possible if you haven't already. I know it may seem redundant to fill it out, the same information of emergency contacts, even if they haven't changed, but it doesn't matter. We need that because things do change, and we want to be sure that we have the most up-to-date information. Every month you will have to do this at the beginning of the month. And you should have either different copies of this or even different versions of it, like a magnet or a brochure that has the questions, because you will turn this form in and you'll lose the questions. So make sure you have the questions that you'll be screening your children and family with every day. All right, moving on to a special message about transportation. There's been some confusion over this, so for all you parents who were worrying and stressing about having to leave work early or be there at the bus stop for your children, that only applies if they're pre-K students. If they are pre-K, the bus drivers are not authorized to leave them at a bus stop without an adult being present. But if they are kindergarten or older, so kindergarten, first, second, and third grade, they are allowed to do that. So you do not have to be there for kindergartners or above. And please make sure that you are mindful about being there timely, a little early, so that they can be picked up, and then being there available just in case they're running a little late too. We will let you know if anything's happening, but just be aware of that super important difference between pre-K students and those who are older when it comes to who does or doesn't have to be present at the bus stop. There's a special area night that we're going to have for all your special area classes like gym, music, arts, library, all those fun classes that rotate during the week. They're going to have one night where they have extra special events going on, and it's going to be all virtual, and it's going to be virtual via Google Meet. So just make sure that you check out here on this flyer, this colorful flyer that we have below. It's going to be Tuesday, March 23rd from 6:30 to 8 p.m. So say you want to jump rope with Mr. Ketterer or do a STEAM project with Mr. Fig and Miss Erlata, or you want to check out a guest author with Miss Boblets, or music with Mrs. Long. All that can happen, and you can jump between them, or you check only a few of them out. It's just a really fun-filled night that's going to happen, and it's all virtual once again. So check out those codes that they have there for Google Meet, and then you can just go between the different events. Now, Math Bridges Night is going to happen on Tuesday, March 16th at 7 p.m. for your children from grades kindergarten through third grade. Now, your children should have received kits, math kits, that if they were here in school, they may have just gone home with them, but if they're virtual, you had to come pick them up. So just click on the grade info for your corresponding child's grade to get a flyer that tells more information. It's going to be Tuesday, March 16th at 7, the same time for all of them, but we're going to have interpreters for both English and Spanish, And it's going to be slightly different depending on the grade level because it's going hand in hand with the unit that they're covering in math. So the kits are going to have these fun activities that are going to make math really fun and interesting and visual for the students. And they want to get the family involved so they can see a little bit about how it works, and then you could maybe even get involved too. So this is all to help all those children to just get better and better at their math skills. And here's an example of what one of the flyers look like. In this case, it's kindergarten. The code is at the bottom of the flyer. It's a special code for every grade. So you go to that particular one, and it's going to talk to you a little bit about what specific games and concepts they're going to be focusing on. It's different for every grade. All right, moving on to the spring fun for the kids. Courtesy of the Department of Recreation and Parks from Baltimore County, they're hosting a spring hop-along, just a fun, moving event that's going to be requiring social distancing and face masks still, but it's going to have like a drive-through egg hunt, for example, displays. You can even take a photo with a bunny, and there's going to be surprises and prizes for the first 150 students. So just click on the link here where it says to register. It's an Eventbrite link, as you can see here, and then you just got to click on register and then fill in some information, but it's going to be March 27, 2021 at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and it's going to be at Eastern Regional Park. So the address is there for you to be able to look up. If you have any questions, just send an email, and this is all going to be in the description of this video, or you can refer to the written version of the newsletter, and you can call the number here, 410-887-0700. Hope you guys can turn out for that. The reopening information hasn't changed. Click on the link up here, and it's going to take you to the hybrid learning survey if you want to send your child for in-person learning combined with virtual. If you haven't done so already, it's okay if you want to stay virtual. There's no obligation, and you have to fill out the school-specific form here for Norwood students. If you have children in other schools, they need to fill out their own form from their page. And there's also some resources down here, like, for example, if you missed any of the information or policies or want to refer back, they're all summarized in bulleted form here on this first document. On the second one, the classroom information is going to tell you which teachers pertain to which classroom number and also have their email and other information. So that would be very helpful when you have to pick up your child and move to the exterior of the school and go directly to the classes. There's also these video resources that tie in different, so you can take a look yourself and see what some of these procedures that are changing are going to be looking like when it comes to like arrival and getting breakfast and moving through the hallways, for example. And if you're not sure about when your child would start, you have until May 7th. As you can see here, that's the last field under all, May 7th. It pertains to a start date of the week of May 31st. Now, that's an estimation. Teachers will reach out to you and confirm everything: schedules, transportation, which group they're in, which determines which days of the week they're in person versus virtual. That's all you're gonna get a message leading up to their start date. But you got to fill out the survey first if you haven't done so. In that middle column, depending on when you falls within, it's going to correspond to, on the left, a group of students in particular, and then on the right, an estimated start date. The message from Nurse Debbie hasn't changed, so if you have any changes to your health coverage or your doctor or your dentist, any of that information, please let us know. We need to update our records. You can call the school, or you can also email her directly. And if there's any medications that we have to have or disseminate, please bring an order and bring the medications so we can dispense that. Physical exam and blood lead tests are required still for new registrants, whether it be for next year or for this past year. If you're pending any forms, please make sure you get that in and you talk to her about getting help about anything else that you have questions about. Change of clothing, if you think that's necessary, you can bring it in a bag closed and have the name of your child on the front, and we'll just put it in their locker and make sure that it's available. Video that we have there below that will help tie in how this is looking like, how exactly are the logistics to make this work. It ties in a lot of the other videos and things that we've talked about with how we've made reopening possible here at Norwood. And lastly, the annual stakeholder survey for BCPS is just their only way to be able to get input from you, from families, from students, from community members, from everyone. So just please take a few moments. It'll really help the district out in knowing what they can do better and what they can change. And that's going to be in all sorts of languages, so you can click on your language of preference to fill that out. All right, that's it for this week. Thank you very much. I hope you get to enjoy the fantastic weather we've been having lately. Finally. So have a great weekend. Enjoy your upcoming week. And as always, keep on learning.